Fu Cowboy, tennis shoes on my feet.
All right, the second half of my Why Does Kung Fu Cowboy Play Music, number 6, was something we've already been talking about, but I thought, okay, maybe we'll do a quick summary. But it says to express the events of my life. And that's kind of interesting. So I thought, okay, well, let's it's true. It's a true story. In fact, all my stories, very few are fictional. Very, very few are fictional. I would say 95% are probably true stories, and 5% are conglomerations of stories and things. Or like now I'm doing politics, so that is not really an event in my life. I'm expressing my feelings, but it's not really, I don't know. But it's not really an event. But that's what a lot of my stories are. They're events and environments that I've lived in and things that have happened. So that's storytelling. Once again, I'm compelled to make my music, and because I want to tell my stories. Now, why would I care? Why does anybody care about my stories? Well, once again, I think it has to do with the fact that I have a huge ego. You know, and as I'm telling my Kung Fu student, I was saying, you cannot be humble until you have pride. Okay? If you don't have pride, then there's no point in even trying to be humble. You know, you're probably already a meek person. So anyway, the point being is that I have this huge belief. I didn't as a kid. Now, see people talk about, as a kid, I believe this. I didn't really believe this. It's something that just kind of happened as my life evolved, and I got exiled, and then I was performing, and I'm doing all these things. And then finally, I would say, when I became a recording engineer and I was able to make other people's music sound good and I was able to create things, that's when it clicked. So when I was 20 years old, and I turned 21 while I was working there in the studio. But when I was 20 years old and I was working at Bonita Studios, I knew I was doing what I should be doing. I knew I was in the right place doing the right thing. So I figured it out by the time I was 20. It all came together because I liked technology. I'd already been doing photography. I liked science and biology. I hadn't had much chemistry or physics, but I liked electronics. And I basically had wanted to put why do I have such a big ego? Why did I decide my stories were of any value? At some point, I just started to realize that nobody had my stories. And as I started to tell people about the things that I'd done, people were going, wow, that's never happened. And now when I just tell people like a couple little things that I've done, you've had an amazing life. God, they have no idea. I just told them 1 out of 1,000 things that I've done, and they think I've had this amazing life. But I've had an amazing life. So I think that I have more stories to tell than most people. But it's not that I was just being tossed around by the wind either. It's how I dealt with these stories that makes them, I think, valuable too. The way that I progressed through them, developed through them, or even escaped from them, are unique stories. And so I think that's what makes my stories valuable. I think that I wouldn't want you to do a lot of the things that I've done, and I don't think it's even possible for you to do even a quarter of the things that I've done. It's not even possible. And so you can really enlarge your knowledge of life by just appreciating the stories of my life and realizing, wow, I'd never thought of that. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know they did that. Like all my stories, the couple albums that involved the Lakota Sioux, I wouldn't have known a lot of that stuff if I hadn't been part of that culture and become a pipe carrier and experienced all these ceremonies and things. And in terms of Kung Fu has been a real world of opportunities and interesting experiences that I've had. Being a musician has been very interesting. Being a Mr. Mom for 20 years, a lot of interesting experiences there, which I don't recommend. Don't become a Mr. Mom. There's a few people who it might be good for, but it's you better have a good reason. You better know why and what's going to happen. And if you hear all my stories, you'll be better able to make that decision, shall we say, because I didn't know a lot of the pitfalls and things when I went into it. So I wasn't prepared or able to deal with a lot of things that happened to me because I just had to survive and submit and react. Well, I didn't really react, but I had to deal with a lot of the things that could have been avoided if I would have able to see them coming, but I was unaware of the possibilities. So anyway, that's what a lot of my life is going to be enlightening you to avoid the mistakes that I've made. and to appreciate and enjoy many of the wonderful things I've done, because it won't be impossible for you to do it. You'll never have those opportunities, never. So, you'll be able to experience them to some extent by just me sharing them with you. Okay, so anyway, that was one of the reasons why I sing and play music, is I want to share these experiences with you. Okay, Kung Fu Cowboy out here. That was number 6. We got 2 more to go.